Now, what I'd say to you as well is that you're doing the best with what you are and what you've been given. Now, this was something that I had to forgive myself from in the past, because you're going to find that sometimes bad things happen in our lives, and sometimes we find it very hard to forgive ourselves. When I think back to periods in my early life, there was one point where we lost our home. We didn't lose it. We actually had to sell it because the bank was going to take it if we didn't sell it. And I remember after that, years later, I was still beating myself up, not forgiving myself for having to sell the house. Here was me, father, 2 small kids, and then all of a sudden we were moving into rented accommodation, and sometimes living in places we didn't want to live in. And I had negative thoughts coming into my head again and again and again. And I was saying things to me like, Barry, what kind of a parent are you? How could you allow that to happen? How could you allow that beautiful house to be taken off you, and now that you're living in this crap hole? How could you allow it to happen? And I bet myself up with that negativity. I allowed it to, take over my thoughts. And I was really down on myself. And it took me a while to realize that, something? I was doing the best I could at the time with the knowledge that I had. It's easy to look back where we are right now, being a different person, having more knowledge and more advice, and looking back at the younger version of ourselves and saying, well, you should have known all that. How could you have been so stupid to make those mistakes and to believe all that? But really, we're looking back in time from the advanced version of us. So what we need to do is we need to forgive the past version of us. You need to realize that you were doing the best with what you had, with the knowledge that you had. You were doing the best. So you need to see that for what it is. So if you have sometimes negativity coming in of things happen in the past, just see it for what it is. You did the best at the time, and the version of you today can't be compared to the version of you back then.